Hello students, myself Deepika Prajapati from Computer Department and welcome to all of you dear all students in our today's video lecture series about NMA subject Network Management and Administration. Dear all students, we have already seen various types of networking protocol like a DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, RARP, Reverse Address Resolution Protocol, VPN, Virtual Private Network Protocol, then Remote Access, Directory Services. So these all topics covered in our previous video lecture series from the chapter number 2, and we have already seen about this all topic covered in our chapter number 2. So dear all students, let's start here the chapter number 3 of the NMA subject. So here unit number 3, the name of unit number 3 as the network planning and implementation. So let's start unit number 3, the network planning and implementation. So next, here the syllabus overview regarding network planning and implementation. So first of all, designing network. So designing network covers these all topics. So here the first topic of designing network is accessing network needs, applications, users, network services, security and safety, growth and capacity planning, meeting network needs, install and configure, preparing for installation, creating Windows Server bootable disk, as well as we can also say about creating Windows Server boot disk, then installing Windows Server, then here the configuring server and client, then setting Windows Server, creating domain controller, adding DHCP roles and WINS role, adding file servers, adding print server, adding web server administration. So this is our syllabus overview of chapter number 3. This is not all over syllabus about NMA subject, but here this is the syllabus of only our chapter number 3, network planning and implementation. So let's start. Our first topic is designing network. So what is designing network and how it works? So here our first topic is designing network. So designing a network from the ground up is more the exception than the rule. So even in an involving network, using planning to formulate a long-term plan to renovate the network makes sense. And the third step about network planning is most MP network design is an interactive process. So what is the rules and process regarding designing network? So first of all is designing a network from the ground up is more the exception than the rule. Then second one is even in an involving network, using planning to formulate a long-term plan to renovate the network makes sense. And network design is an interactive process. So here one is our designing network. So this is the rules about our designing networks. We can draw and manipulate, as well as we can also plan about the design network. So this is our structure of designing network, and this is a very most IMP concept for the GTU exam. So be concentrate with learning. Here next, accessing network need. So what is the need for the access network? So here one is the need for accessing network. So first of all, the importance of good job is in accessing the need that network must meet can't be overstated. So whenever any good company relies the network and in the accessing need, so the network must meet can't be overstated. Then second one is, before worrying about what network topology to use and what NOS platform to use. So what is NOS? NOS is nothing but network operating system. So whenever network used by any owner, then these owner have to follow these types of steps for the networking access. So before worrying about what network topology to use, Second one is what NOS platform to use. It means network operating system platform to use. How top structure your hubs, bridge, routers, and what grade of wiring to install. And you must know what the network needs to accomplish. So these all needs for the network accessing. Once again, the importance of good job is in accessing the need that a network must meet can't be overstated. Before worrying about what network topology to use, what NOS platform to use, how to top structure your hubs, bridges, routers, and what grade of wiring to install, and you must know what the network needs to accomplish. So here one is our the basic structure for the needs about accessing networks. So this is our home networks, and this is home networks connected to here various types of systems. So here one is the media renders, network PVRs, here home energy management, accessing method through user agent, here the control point, here the media server, here the setup box. So this is all consider system to provide as a network, and following this type of step for the needs of accessing network. Then next, applications of the networks. It means what type of application to use for accessing any of work. So here the application of using the network system is to start a network design. We need to list out and understand application what that will run on the network. The most common applications are word processor, spreadsheet, and user database, email, personal information manager, virus scanning software. So these types of application most commonly used by various types of user as well as owner as well as client. So here one is the various types of application example used by any owner as well as authenticated person, and we can also say the used by any user. So here one is a web browser and FTP, file transfer protocol, database application, then instant messenger. Now in a general days real time example is this is instant messenger, then email, then online games. So this is nothing but our application example, and we have to use a various types of application depends on our authorized person to given by any networking system. So here one is the application to start a network design. We need to list out and understand about the application and that will run on the network. So this is the example of web browser and FTP, database application, instant manager application, email application, online games application, so and so many types of application we have to use, and this is it depends on our run on a network. So next, users. So whenever the application downloaded by any user, then once we decide applications, we can estimate how many users need to be supported and which application each user will run. So here one is the factors to know about users is first of all bandwidth requirements, storage requirements, and service requirements. So whenever any application downloaded by any user, then the application owner is thinking about different types of many users as a quick base to estimate how many users need to be supported to authorized person application. So here the quick example of the application user is here one is a different types of user. So here billing account A, billing account B, and this is our application user. So these user belongs to two application on the same billing account, and billing account B is a charge only once for the user, and here one is this user is chained to both billing account A and billing account access B. So here one is these types of user can access as well as we can also say user can downloaded application from any authorized person. So in a real time example, so many application of the gaming we have to download it from Play Store app. So this is our also example about real-time example about application. Okay. Next, network service. So in a computer networking, the network service is an application running at the application layer and above that provide data storage, manipulation, presentation, communication or other capability. So each service is usually provided by server component running on one or more computers and accessed via network by client components running on other devices. So which types of services included by network? So here one is the network services include, first of all, here directory services, email, file sharing, instant messaging, online game printing, then file server, then voice over IP, then video on demand, then video telephony, then www, World Wide Web, and simple network management protocol, time service, wireless sensor network. So this is all our network services. Okay. Next, security and safety about applications. So it concerns companies need to keep information secure both inside and outside the organization. So security and safety considerations trade-off between cost and effectiveness exist. So here one is a security and safety given by authorized person. So this figure is about security and safety. So smoke detector, second one is a motion sensor, alarm system, door contact, security camera, glass break detector, alarm siren. So these types of security, as well as we can also say about a safety given by authorized person. So this is a security and safety consideration trade-off between a cost and effectiveness exist. Then next, growth and capacity planning. So what is the growth and capacity planning about our networking system? So whenever network designed for rapidly growing company is different from slowing growing company, and if you design network for rapidly growing company, then it should be quickly and easily expandable. So if you design a network for slowly growing company, then it can be of simple network design. So this is our capacity planning and growth for the networking system. So here the capacity planning is determine if existing hardware is meeting the company's need, determine the company's future needs, identify opportunity to consolidate, determine whether the existing infrastructure can support anticipated growth, then implement capacity planning. So this is our capacity planning for publish and developing our application using network system. So network design for rapidly growing company is different from slowly growing company. So if you design network for rapidly growing company, then it should be quickly and easily expandable. But if you design network for slowly growing company, then it can be of simple network design. Okay, so this is depends on rapidly growing and slowly growing. Okay. Next, meeting network needs. So the process of determining the network need is not worked through by following steps. So you have to focus this all following steps and learn things once about these types of network. So instead you should start by mapping answer to questions below. So first of all, choosing network type, second one is choosing network structure, and third one is choosing server. So this is a meeting network needs about user. So the process of determining the network need is not work through the following steps, not follow. So instead you should start by mapping answer to the question below is first of all choosing a network type, network structure and server. This is a depends by user for choose these types of network structure, type and servers. Next, installing and configurations Windows Server. So here the following steps for the installing and configuration Windows Server. So first is preparing for installation. So first, installing any version of Microsoft Windows Server, you first must prepare the server computer that you will use and make important discussion about the installation. So first of all, you have to check system hardware requirement. Second, visit Microsoft site and review the system requirement for Windows Server you want to install. Then second, make sure server is properly configured to support Windows Server 2012. Then third, carry out any needed pre-installation testing on the server hardware. Then 4, survey the hardware prior to performing the installation. Then next, decide how to install Windows configuration information and backup the system prior to upgrade server 2012 after gathering. Okay, so here the minimum requirement about our Windows Server system is processor 1.4 gigahertz GHz. Then memory consider as 512 MB megabytes. Available disk space 32 GB gigabytes. Display Super VGA is our port cable of VGA. So 800 into 600 monitor. So display screen 800 by 600 monitor. So processor consider as a 1.4 gigahertz, memory as a 512 megabytes, available disk space 32 gigabits, display Super VGA 800 by 600 monitor. So this is our minimum requirement. It's a minimum requirement, not a maximum. And if you want to use a maximum requirement for the Windows Server, then depends on you. Okay, so here one is our minimum requirement. Then here the pre-installation task. So pre-installation task, whenever you configure the Windows system server, then you have to follow this pre-installation task. So first of all, disconnect UPS, then backup your data, then disable antivirus software, then test RAM, then save drivers in CD, DVD, floppy disk, USB drive or external hard disk, then turn on Windows Firewall. Okay, next, configure basic input output system. It means configure BIOS. So first of all, reboot the system. Then second, while booting, go into BIOS configuration screen by hitting and press function key F1, F2, delete otherwise or escape key from the keyboard. Okay, then select boot, then make sure USB DD drive as the primary boot device and exit. Okay, next, creating Windows Server boot disk. So whenever creating Windows Server boot disk, we have to following these steps. Windows Server boot disk can be created using first of all Microsoft official tool, second command prompt, and third one third party software. So we can also use these three types for the creating Windows Server bootable disk using a Microsoft official tool. Otherwise we can also use command prompt. Otherwise we can also use third party software for creating Windows Server bootable disk. Okay, so here the first part of using Microsoft official tool for the creating Windows Server bootable disk. So first click the Windows Start button and click Windows USB DVD download tools in all programs list, and then to open Windows USB DVD download tool. In the source file box, type the name and path of your Windows ISO file, then or click browse and select file from the open dialog box and then click the next button. Then select USB device and to create a copy on USB flash drive, or select DVD disk to create copy on DVD disk. Okay. If you are copying the file to USB flash drive, then select your USB device in the drop down list and then click being copying. If you are copying the file up to a DVD, then click being burning. Okay. Then when your Windows ISO file is copied to your device, then install Windows by moving to the root folder of your DVD or USB drive and then double click setup.exe. Okay. Next, command prompt. So we can also use command prompt for creating Windows Server bootable disk. So command prompt, open from the searching tab, then insert a USB flash drive into a running computer system. Then open a command prompt Windows as administrator, type disk path, and in the new command line window that opens, to determine the USB flash drive numbers or drive letter, at the command prompt type a little list disk and then click enter. The list disk command displays all the disks on the computers, and note that the driver number or drive letters of the USB flash drive. Okay. At the command prompt type, select these types of command: disk in a angular bracket X, and here where X is the drive number or drive letter of USB flash drive, and then click enter. Okay. Then type clean and click enter. The commands delete all data from USB flash drive. And to create a new primary partition on USB flash drive, type create a part PRI and then click enter. Okay. And here one, the creating Windows Server bootable disk partition of the system. So to select the partition that you just created, type select part 1 and then click enter. To format the partition, type format fs is equals to ntfs, or also you want to, if given a name as fs is equals to FAT32, if it supports FAT32 format, then click and then click enter. Okay. Then type active and then click enter, exit, then click enter, and when you finishing preparing your custom image, save it to the root of the USB flash drive. And here one is third party software for the Windows Server bootable disk, but now in a general days we all use this third party software for the creating Windows Server bootable disk. So here one is our third party software. So first of all, you have to download Rufus software from any browser. So first of all, you have to download Rufus software, then open rufus.exe file, and when the software launch on the screen, then plug in your USB flash drive, then find the option create an bootable USB drive, then from the menu that follow the select an ISO image, then click next and select the OS which you want to make disk USB, and then click start. It will make bootable. So this software for the creating bootable disk is very easy, and now in general days we have to use these types of software for the creating Windows Server bootable disk, because this is a very simple for the bootable disk. Okay. So I hope, dear all students, you all easily understand from this PPT video lecture about all the topic of network planning and implementation. So I hope you all easily understand. If anyone have a doubt, then please comment on Google Classroom. Okay. Thank you.